You see this right here? You know you're about to start shopping some photos. I know what I'm getting into. This is Photoshop 3.0. Oh, gay black marriage. Oh, she's albino. Who am I really? Look at the savior of car design. Sports cars are typically phallic like a penis. I'm gonna make a V for vagina. This is also a reason why Premiere is so good, is because the software is so complicated. They are not skilled enough or intelligent enough to figure out how the core program works. Humans of flat design, this stuff.
Oh no.
Sweetie, you're so hot, you could design me 10 cars. I wish her and Jay Leno would work on an old steam car together. If the inside of your $200,000 car feels like Poland Spring bottle, something's wrong.
An idiot admires complexity. A genius admires simplicity. An idiot, anything the more complicated it is, the more he will admire it. He's going to think you're a god because you made it so complicated nobody can understand it.
Remember you said on stream once that you've heard that companies that outsource to Indians end up just having to hire like people to fix the problem.
Like the white people at like Microsoft, they're basically spend their time patching code that, like, no offense, but third worlders, right? Isn't that part of the story? What went wrong in East Palestine? Didn't they have some the weight of the train or something?
It was calibrated by a Fiverr guy.
Something like that. I know it's probably. This is what Microsoft's problem is. Microsoft has hired an army of Indian coders to make the Office apps cheap. I talked to a Microsoft engineer about this, and they have to hire white people at a premium, like in the wrong way of hiring them to fix the mistakes that the Indians make. That's what AI is. You have to spend extra time to fix the broken result that the machine gives you in order to make it legible by a human. I wrote it down because I'm going to have to go in later and unsubscribe. I signed up for Jasper. I signed up for Word AI. I signed up for Otter. I signed up for Phrase.io, WordTune. I had some stuff transcribed by Otter. It's incomprehensible. It's all wrong. It gets it. If you get something right 70% of the time, that's just as bad as getting it right 0% of the time. The thing about After Effects that's so amazing, it was designed in the early 90s, I think, by white people. Thomas Knoll of American Software Engineer, this guy right here. He was one of the guys that made this software. The thing about After Effects that makes it so special is, this is also a reason why Premiere is so good, is because the software is so complicated that the silly billies that Adobe hires now, the like frizzy-haired alphabet silly billies that work at Adobe right now, they are not skilled enough or intelligent enough to figure out how the core program works. That's true with After Effects, that's true with Premiere. So if you open up Premiere, you're wondering why Premiere doesn't look like you would imagine a modern computer program would look like. If you made a brand new computer program like this, like it would look like this, right? You'd make Notion, the Notion app. Like if you were making a modern program, it would be like this, right? And you'd have this little cartoon. Like Adobe can afford the cartoon, but they can't figure out how to like jailbreak the original software because it's so complicated. Which is why After Effects, the UI, like ignore this party thing, like cover that, and it's just very rectangular, very very basic. Like they're unable to the software up effectively because the people they hire are not good enough. So that's what's really great about it. Yeah, After Effects and Premiere are the best. But the designers, who are all, no offense, gay people and women, Michelle, look at the savior of car design, the savior who brought back the Acura NSX, one of the most incredible cars ever. Okay, this car inspired Gordon Murray. This car was Japan's middle finger to Italy. This car is like legendary forever, but all the Acuras are covered with this, see this V, can they see the mouse? Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
This V shape, and in her mind, it's sports cars are typically phallic like a penis. I'm gonna make all of Acura's new design language a V for vagina. Sounds like an intellectual stretch, but this is precisely what she is thinking. So if you look at all Acuras, they're covered with these angular V shapes, and it's a counter narrative, a counterpoint to the typical like phallic shape that cars have. You know what? If I'm a designer, I'm going to look at this, think that it's ugly and phallic, and I'm going to improve on the shape. They can't make the program better. Who am I really? This is the new Adobe Photoshop splash image. Let's go back in history here. Let's see, 1992. It's a paintbrush, a frame, and a lens. You know you're about to start shopping some photos, okay? You see this right here? This type of honesty, this type of sincerity, and a naivety, this age right here. Look at this. You had a box, the software came in a box that was this thick. You got software that comes in a box that's this thick, you know it does some serious right here. Look at this box, look at this. This is 1992, yeah, the world's leading photo design and production tool, and they act like it, all right? Look at this. I know what I'm getting into. This is Photoshop 3.0. Got a camera here, I got a film strip, I got a palette. This is some serious software. Look at this one. I'm gonna be making some compositions. Boy, let me tell you. I'll tell you what, we're gonna be making some compositions, let me tell you. There's a little sailboat out there, the sun's coming down. The eye through a lens. Oh, gay black marriage. You know what, I didn't even want to make anything today. I just want to admire gay black marriage. It's so perfect. Wow, this is just great. I love it. Oh look, glop. Meaningless glop that some dweeb made in ZBrush in 10 minutes. Meaningless glop. Ooba tato ooba. Ooba tato ooba.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? How you doing, man?
Good, you?
Well, right now I'm just looking at a powerful black woman and the pulse of the city behind her. It's just an enervated age. Oh, she's albino. Yeah, they'd have a burning tire around her if she was in 𝐓𝐡𝐞, but luckily she's in San Francisco, so she gets to make my coffee. There are a lot of things that AI can capture that are all low-level things. None of them are going to be things that are like the type of complex enough that will displace an actual artist. But graphic design, illustration, like you go to any website where they have humans of flat Earth type illustration. Let me look that up. Humans of flat design. This stuff.
Oh man.
Most illustration, most graphic design is just filler. If you're making stuff that's generic, or if you're making stuff that's cool in a non-special way, like slick, it's good, it's futuristic, it's got good coloring or whatever, or realistic lighting. If it doesn't have something extremely characteristic, I wouldn't even go that far. That stuff's gonna fail too. You need to have something that has personality, which is fine. I mean, that's the way it should be. Like nobody's really going to this website and like it's fine that people are tuned out when they look at this crap. I mean, this is the worst. All this is gonna be, these people are not gonna have jobs, and that's a good thing. But anybody who does, if it's the type of design where thought is required, AI is extremely limited. And all the hype that surrounds AI is there to drive the stock price of NVIDIA and Google up. Don't believe the hype. It's not what they say it is. It's not gonna do what they say it does. Nothing new under the sun. This isn't a negative and nihilistic thing. It's just a fact. That's part of the cycle of life and the part of the cycle of creation, okay? So if you're creating something, you would have a very, very hard time coming up with something, a plot that is not one of these 36 situations. There's a type of guy that I fucking hate, who's the everything's the same guy. And if we're talking, like if I'm explaining to somebody why I need 10-bit color in my video, and he tells me that an MP4 is the same thing because it looks the same. Plastic is plastic. Oh, cars can have, even a Bentley has plastic inside. There are different. This is not something I'm not flying my flag here as a plastic lover, but there's different grades to plastic. There's recycled. They buy like chips of used recycled plastic to make recycled plastic. And then there's virgin plastic, which is just like straight from the oil. That's like the nasty stuff. That's what you want. PBT, ABS plastic. There's different types. And I'm not an expert, and I don't care, and I don't think that everything should be made of plastic. But if the inside of your $200,000 car feels like a Poland Spring bottle, something's wrong. I know you have to use a little bit of plastic here and there to save money, but if your source is Sun Chips bags, that you're compressing Sun Chips bags to make the fucking interior, and it drives me nuts because I know I studied car design for a year, and I know like the language that these people use, and there's a new thing like with homes. There's the phrase open concept, open concept, open concept. If you search Zillow for open concept, 1 million listings will come up, and all that open concept means is that there's one room that's big. There's a big room. This is open concept, okay? And all it means is that there's one big room in the thing. It's just a sales gimmick, but with car design, it's soft touch. And they don't put it in the literature. I don't think. I haven't seen any car brochures where they've used the terminology soft touch. I wonder what did the CEO of Acura say when he hired her? Sweetie, you're so hot, you could design me 10 cars.
He said you're hot enough.
How did this asshole get a job? I mean, don't answer that. I know by complaining her way up the chain.
From what I saw, the build quality between the Lambo and the Polaris Slingshot was not super far off for the relative price difference.
Facts.
That is true.
When you're doing car design, to have it under fluorescent tube lights with a coat of wax or ceramic coating or paint protection film, have it look pristine. It's easy to have it look good. It's very hard to have it look good in a dingy setting like this with a frontal flash. This is a very unflattering picture. Look how ugly and dated this car looks. It looks like a kit car from the 2000s. It looks like a 2000s era kit car. It belongs with this junk. And when I look at her face, I just think, I hope her husband treats her right. And I hope she's always safe when she drives. I wish her and Jay Leno would work on an old steam car together, and Jay could show her how hot they get.